you're the product of, your mom is Puerto Rican, if I'm not mistaken. Your father is black. Growing up, did you have any issues with identity or any issues with those cultures clashing?
Nah, not really. If anything, it let me it made me more, diverse, more understanding of what was happening outside, because like my grandfather was from Ponce in Puerto Rico. My grandmother and them, they from down south, and then my cousins, like one of my cousins, his mother is Jamaican, so I would get different vibes wherever I went. I could go to my cousin's house, he's Puerto Rican and Jamaican, so I'm hearing two different kinds of music. Today I had jerk chicken, rice and beans, and then tomorrow I might have rice and beans, roast chicken, and something that my grandmother made. So it was like I just had bits and pieces of everything, and it let me understand. I think what's weird, and not to disrespect anybody, but I just feel like where I grew up, sometimes in poverty, be more receptive to new things, because it's like if you're a rich,
we got
you have no choice. You feel what I'm saying? Like the only white people I knew were I had a white basketball coach, I had a white teacher, and then it was the police. So if it was a white man in my neighborhood and he wasn't police, let him go. Like, he's cool. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the last thing I was thinking about was something nasty to say or even think. As long as he ain't fucking with us, we good money. So, and I think that if you would just put like this, if you was in a Phantom and somebody pulled up next to you in a hoopty, what's your chances of rolling the window down? Even if they just wanted directions. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that, and where we come from, we grasp on to everything and appreciate it. I had friends of Asian descent when I was in school, and Asian kid named Sayai, when he played basketball, I'll never forget him because he was nice and he was Chinese. So I was like, damn, man, this is 15 years before Yao Ming. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think that when you work with the bare necessities, you appreciate everything.
You regret not finishing school?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Just though I can't tell my kids, I can't tell them that I actually finished school. I left school for, I had a lot of wants. Like I aspired to be something, and I set my mind on it so strong that I couldn't see me doing anything else but that. I think that that's something that only you as a person, you can make that decision. Of course, people didn't understand. And I had bad vision. So it was another dumb reason, because I had to wear glasses. Now, the cool kids traditionally sitting in the back of the class. I was a cool kid. So I sat in the back of the class, but I was too cool to wear glasses. So a lot of the work came easy to me, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the homework and stuff. So, kids watching, that's probably the dumbest reason not to finish school. But it does exist. The same way kid might be a little ashamed or embarrassed to speak about safe sex and things like that with his mom. Like, my pop wasn't around, on my upbringing. So my mom came to me first and said, yo, this is what's up, this is how you put the condom on, but you need to be careful for that, this, that, and the third. And I think that has to do with everything, you know what I mean? I think it starts in the crib with your loved ones.
How have you managed to maintain that Batman lifestyle? How have you managed to, a lot of rappers get caught up with baby mamas and groupies and all that stuff. How important is it for you? First of all, you have music, and some of us have a thing that compels us to move. So, not everybody needs that familial base because they got that thing that they chase. And obviously yours is your music. When that fire starts to tinkle down, do you ever think of having a family or?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's definitely not for me though. And I want to put that out there. Like, at the same time, I don't want anybody to feel like, I tell people sometimes, like I'm single, still single. I'm like, you don't feel like you're missing anything. It's like, I was raised by a woman, and one thing my mother always told me was, a woman's scorn is is something you don't want to see. You know, so with all that in mind, like I usually would give the woman the benefit of the doubt because of the women that I appreciated in my life. My mother, my grandmothers, my aunts. I just love women and have respect for them, you know, to the ultimate. So a lot of the times it was not protecting myself, it was protecting you, the girl. Because it's one thing to know what you want. You know, it's like if a girl says, all I want is you. Well, I can't honestly sit here and say that all I want is you. So maybe I just love you enough to let you go. So it doesn't mean, I just think I matured a lot faster. I think people that end up in those kind of situations are in denial. They tell their homeboys, man, fuck this MOB, I don't give a fuck about no bitch. And then behind closed doors, they really do. Mm-hmm. And then they have babies and things like that, and still end up, your girl is a representation of you. So if you running around and you just running loose, like, you know what I mean, just on anything you run into, then how can people respect your situation with your girlfriend? What makes her different? What adds a significance to that situation? If you treat all girls the same. And that was always my theory, you know, so I would just keep that in mind, man. At the same time, I don't want to force a situation. A baby, I think you should love your kid, you know, enough not to bring him in a situation that you were in. And I was in a situation to where my father wasn't around. A lot of times I needed him in my early stages of my life, so I wouldn't want to, even if you're financially set, I still would, it takes more than money. You know, money is cool, you know, but money will start to turn into the reason why they like who was giving them the money. Like they confuse the kid. Like, well, if he doesn't give me no money, then he doesn't love me, you know. So I think the presence means a lot more, and I won't put myself in a situation or bring a life into this world unless I can give them all the attention. You know what I mean?